Mingla. Hello, nice to see you again, all of you again. Today I'll be talking about the real situation in my native homeland. Burma's situation has evolved from a political crisis to a multidimensional human rights catastrophes. Since the coup, nearly 1,000 people have been killed, 10,000 arrested, and hundreds have disappeared without trace. Why? Some 300,000 people have been uprooted because of violent military raids on the neighborhoods and villages. Indiscriminate airstrikes, shelling, civilian killings, and mass displacements are out of control. Over 100 journalists have been arrested, and tens of major media outlets shuttered, and there are multiple reports of enforced disappearance, brutal torture, and deaths in custody, and the arrest of relatives or even children in lieu of the person that been sought. In just over 4 months, Burma has gone from a fragile democracy to a human rights catastrophe. In addition to the loss of life, people are suffering with severe impacts on the social and economic rights. The young people want genuine federalism with peaceful studies, and that's why see all the posters and that demonstration still going on. The people of Burma clearly love their, their leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, a motherly figure. This is the demonstration by the University of Mandalay. They are determined to fight and die rather than to live under the cruel military junta which their fathers and forefathers have lived for the last 7+ decades. Still showing their three-finger salute of liberty, equality, fraternity. Very sad, but they are determined to carry on. They still have little or no trust for the neighboring ASEAN countries and the ASEAN's ulterior motive, which has a long history of constructive engagement policy that exploited them. United Nations High Commissioner, High Commissioner for Human Rights have also warned that sweeping arrests have of continued in of activists, journalists, and opponents of the regime. The international community needs to stand united in pressuring the military to halt its continuing attacks on the peaceful people of Burma and return the country to democracy and federalism. This is the clear will of the people. COVID-19 has already had a disastrous impact on an economy which have been devastated by the resultant of global recession. The United Nations agencies estimated that over 6 million people are severely in need of food aid and forecast that nearly half of the population could fall into poverty by early next year. Commodore has been extensively using its air force to bomb the ethnic nationalities and the displaced pro-democracy groups very heavily. Of course, this arm was supplied by the totalitarian regimes of Russia and China. This everybody knows about it. The United Nations representative Ms. Kada Bagana was not allowed into the country. I think it's a high time that the civilized Western nations take drastic action on this Burmese totalitarian regime that has been clearly encouraged by some major authoritarian countries of the world. The United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution condemning the military use of lethal force and violence. And full stop. The world has witnessed to the deterioration situation in Burma since the collapse of the civilian rule. And this is how Burma spend less on education in percent if compared to the ASEAN countries. Singapore stood first in spending of how much this is the statistics compiled by the Southeast Asian Studies. And Burma is just second last, only to Cambodia when it spends on education. Whereas when it comes to defense spending, Burma stood first. See how in defense spending they stood first, and other countries, even Singapore, which is the most armed and country producing arms, is second only to Burma, Vietnam, Indonesia, see Malaysia. These are very big countries, Philippines, and so they spend less on defense. Yes, Burma is that much. This earning the curse of the entire people of Burma, but also of the war. The United Nations General Assembly President stated that the international community must continue to stand united in support of the people of Burma and for peace and for stability in the country. Violence is particularly intense in areas with significant ethnic or religious minority groups. The Myanmar Tatmadaw troops shell civilians, homes, churches in the district of Kia State or Karenni State, hospitals, schools, and religious institutions are fired upon and damaged in military actions. Soldiers block humanitarian access by attack on the humanitarian actors. More than 108,000 people have fled in from their homes in Kia State, in Karenni State, over the last 4 weeks alone. Many goes into the forest area where there are urgent need of humanitarian assistance. The military leadership is singularly responsible for this crisis and must be held to account. Something drastic must be done if the world is desirous to save the country and the people of Burma. The entire people of Burma is now looking towards the West in their dire need for help. It would be most appropriate for the civilized Western nations to lead the crusade to help save the country Burma and the people of Burma from total anarchy and human disaster. And this is the people, they hate this May online and curse the entire people of Burma, but also of the world. Well, I think I should stop here. Thank you very much. Jésus te